And welcome back to the Chatty Two.
It feels like forever, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's 2 weeks, but it feels like longer.
It does. And what have you been up to then?
Well, I've had a chaotic few weeks, as you're aware. I've been decorating, working.
Oh, and I've just seen your panel. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love it.
Who knew?
Absolutely love it.
Who knew that I could do something like that?
That is, you can put your hand to anything. Absolutely.
No, I can't.
No, it's amazing. It really is. I know you will have seen it if you follow Toni Interior, but I've just actually gone in and had a look, and it's absolutely
lovely,
amazing.
Isn't it? I'm thrilled to bits with it. And how's your 2 weeks been?
Well, it feels like forever. Obviously, I was unwell. Then I had my birthday.
Yeah. And did anything lovely or positive happen?
Well, yeah, I had a lovely time.
Did you?
Well, I was thankful I was a lot better, so there's a positive. And we went out for something to eat, so yeah, it was lovely.
Where did you go for something to eat?
It was only somewhere local, like a little, well, it was...
Oh, you like to go to like the little bistro
yeah,
style?
Yeah, it was not far from my mum's, but it was
cafes.
Nice. I'm just getting my sock pulled off.
Peg. Peg. I'll have to go and get her a sock because she won't stop trying to rob your sock, Lou. Did you get spoiled for your birthday?
I really did, yeah.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, lovely. See, we were speaking about this, weren't we, about 3 or 4 weeks ago before you got poorly. And we were speaking about how but there's a week between our birthdays. Yeah. There's a week between us.
Yeah.
And we are so different when it comes to our birthdays, aren't we? Like, yeah. I don't tell anybody it's my birthday. Now, here's a little thing that you didn't know. So anybody who follows me on Toni Interior will be aware that I have never shared my birthday or, when my birthday is or, what I got for my birthday.
And I just put it out there.
And I always say to everybody, like, don't share nothing on social media. Please don't put any posts on social media. I don't want anybody to know it's my birthday.
Yeah, because you told me a strange thing that you don't even keep your cards up. Was that?
I don't even put my cards up, Lou.
I really can't believe that.
I honestly...
I do believe it, but I think it's absolutely crazy. I am like the other way. I'm like, How long can it last?
You said that you leave yours up for a week.
They're only just going down.
A week?
Tonight.
Really?
Yeah, because it was last Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
Embrace it. I just think,
I'd love to be that way. Like, my biggest fear is being out for a meal. Like, I'll never go for a meal on my birthday. We ordered in. Lee was like, what do you want? And I was like, Ollie's going, no, Mum, come on. I was like, no, because my biggest fear is them coming out and going, happy birthday.
Do you know what I
die.
did used to, I know what you're saying there. I did used to feel like that, but I think I'm just not bothered now. Now.
I can't wait until I'm there.
Try this way. Sing with them.
No.
I do. Happy birthday to me.
I love it.
I do.
Oh, I'd love to be that way, but I'm just not that way.
Well, I wasn't always that way, but...
So what made you change your mind from being shy about it and wanting to hide it to wanting to fully embrace it?
I would never say I've been shy about it, but my brother, he always skits. He always skits because not even just to do with birthdays. If it's like anywhere where anyone's getting not my birthday, anyone's birthday or presents, and he takes the mick out of me of that. Oh, here she is, Lou. What did you get? Open it. Even when this isn't my birthday, and I love it. I get excited for everyone else opening things.
Yeah,
so I'm just get excited as an excitable person, really.
I love that. I absolutely love. I mean, that leads us on to our podcast episode, which is negative thinking.
Yeah.
We're going to be speaking about negative thinking today and how it affects us. And, you're not alone. If you have little episodes where you think negative, it's completely normal to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
And
of course.
Sometimes just trying to switch it around to be a little bit more positive rather than negative can be a good thing. And there is things that you can do. Like, there's things that I do when it comes to negative thinking to stop me being negative and to try and be more positive. But then there's things where I just can't change it. It's not that I negatively think about my birthday or, I don't want to get old or anything like that, because I fully embrace getting old. Like, I've had Botox once and I'd never get it again. And I'm more than happy to grow old gracefully. But I cannot embrace my birthday. And it's not because I feel negative about it. I just can't do it.
Well, you could start by opening the cards I've just got you and put it up. Whether it's 2 weeks later.
And you've got to leave it up for 7 days.
Yeah, exactly. I do that with everyone. They're always off for a week in my house. Always off for a week.
The sad thing is, I think the misconception is that my family household think it's because I'm a clean freak and I like all the surfaces to be clean. And as much as like I don't like Christmas cards out either.
No, but I'll agree with you there. I don't like Christmas cards either. I don't really put them up. Only family close ones I might put up, but
yeah,
I know what you mean with them.
I was wondering.
That's a longer time though, Christmas, because you know the way people start. Some people start at November and or the beginning of December. I'm not keeping them up.
Yeah.
For that amount
it's too
of time,
long, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I like when we were kids growing up in our house, my mum would have pieces of wool. She would like do some fancy braiding with wool, put a drawing pin in one end of the wall, a drawing pin in the other, and we'd have like Merry Christmas wrote-in Christmas cards all over the walls, and it's like
everyone, or even stuck on your door.
Like on the back of the doors, they were everywhere. You know, obviously there was 5 kids, so there was going to be cards everywhere. But it's not even that. I don't think. I was thinking about this a few nights ago, and anybody who watched our podcast episodes, I think it was episode 2, where we spoke about me not liking to ask for help for anything.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've got to the bottom of that reason why, because that is when I do speak negatively to myself, and when I say like, you know, don't disturb someone, they're busy, don't take someone off what they're doing just because you're crap at trying to find something or look for something. And I think it's because I'm the youngest sibling. And I had to fend for myself growing up. I know it's a bit deep.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, coming from... So nobody knows on social media anything at all about my background or anything.
Yeah.
But having alcoholic parents at the age that I was when they became alcoholics kind of made me have to fend for myself, because John is 13 years older than me. And Denny, the youngest lad before me, I'm the youngest out of all of us, he's 3.5 years older than me.
Yeah.
So I had to fend for myself. So I'd never ask anybody to do anything because I wouldn't want to draw attention to it. And that's probably why I won't ask for help.
Maybe.
Little Miss Independent.
Yeah.
I can do it myself. I've been washing my own clothes since I was 11.
Well, if you look around at your house and you know, little
and you've just done your
screwdriver in the back pocket and that.
But it's because I've had to.
Yeah.
I've had to do them things, so maybe
it's brilliant. It's not nothing
but
to be
that might
knocked.
also why I don't like to embrace my birthday, because I've never liked to embrace my birthday, ever. But I can change that.
Yeah, you can change that. And that's
I can change that and start embracing it, can I?
Definitely.
I don't think I can leave my cards up for a week.
Maybe try a day.
A day.
Try a day. Where was the on the table when your brother was looking?
But that's where negative thinking affects me. How about you? What things do you find where you can start thinking negatively, either about things or about yourself or anything like that? Off the top of your head.
God, I think we've all got things that, well, I think most people have got things that you can think negative about yourself.
Yeah.
Unless you're very vain. Things like that. You know, I do look at my neck and think, oh my God, it's going.
Do you?
Yeah, a lot more over the years. You know, Deirdre Barlow neck. But then, the way I turn that round is I go, polo necks.
Yeah.
Put a polo neck on.
Yeah, I've got thermals on right now.
Put a scarf on when it's summery. You know, there's things you can do. And I always think there's always, to try and get myself, if I do start having them thoughts, we're all human, we all have them thoughts, I'll start thinking there's always someone worse off.
Yeah.
And that's how, because of maybe the job I've done for so long, that puts you in perspective of things.
Puts things into perspective a lot, doesn't it?
I see people that, you know, we look after people and they're not even pensioners, you know, and they're not far off my age. So when I see people in that situation, I do put life into perspective then and think.
So when you're if you're in a negative mindset, you can go straight to, there's always someone else worse off than I am. Yeah.
Things like that, you've just always got to try and look at
the positive, isn't it?
The bigger picture and the positive, yeah. And there is, even if sometimes it's just small, but it's...
A lot of my negative thinking only ever comes... Like, I never think negative about anything else, only about myself. and it's generally down to my health, where I can become quite negative to myself. You know, are you okay? Do we feel okay? Are you about to drop down from a heart attack? You know, because that's my biggest fear.
So that's like a worry then, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a constant worry then, really.
But it's still that negative, because once you get into that mindset,
yeah.
It's very hard to switch it off and be like, no, I'm fine, I'm okay, because then it'll go to something else then and go, am I feeling a little bit dizzy? Am I feeling a little bit breathless? I'm gonna die. I'm going to die on the spot.
To be fair, I did know I have been in that, and I have thought like that myself, to be fair, but you just, it's like anything, isn't it? Don't think about it too long.
Yeah.
Because it'll just pass. You can sit and dwell on anything.
Yeah.
Do you know, if you
and
really
it will manifest
wanted to.
into huge things.
And you can go, oh, you can actually, I feel like, obviously I told you about that book. Did you ever read that book or get the book, The Secret?
Oh, yeah. You introduced me to that years ago. Yeah.
So you can attract all this. And I do believe, I know,
wholeheartedly.
Some people think, oh, a little cult going on. No, I actually do believe that you do attract a lot.
Like brings like.
Yeah,
it definitely does.
And, you know, it's nothing to like, that's why, you know, if you just put a smile on people's face, say, you know what, your hair looks lovely today, or anything, it's just a nice thing to do, isn't it? So
I'd much rather pay someone a compliment than say something mean, or
100%.
You know that. But is that part of our generation, and you may be the same as well, where that's what we were taught when we were younger? If you got nothing nice to say, you say nothing at all.
And that is a good saying. Yeah.
You know, my dad always said
still
that.
said that to my kids.
You know, if you got nothing nice to say, then you need to just sit and be quiet.
Yeah.
Can't be kind, be quiet.
Exactly.
Like, okay.
Well, I still say it now. I still believe in that. I think that's a brilliant saying, really.
Yeah, it is. But is that just our generation? Do you think the generation after us are aware of that, to not feel? I've gone off topic. I've literally, my mind's just gone. Like, my mind's just gone. Gone. How does it get to that though? My brain has just decided to have one of those glitches where it goes, I don't know what I was talking about.
Here's your friend. Here's your friend.
I have no idea. We do have some show notes. We're trying to be a little bit more organised today, aren't we?
We are.
We're trying. So how do we reduce negative thinking? How would you reduce your negative thinking? If you were in a negative mindset, the way you've just said then, to, you know, let things go, not to overthink things because they will manifest into more, what would be your tool that you use to stop negative thinking?
I personally would go for a walk.
Yeah.
Nice hot bath. Listen to chill out music.
That's
read.
me. Music and reading.
Music.
I'd either put an Audible book in or a podcast. Or put music on and sing along to the music. You can't just put it on and leave it ambiently in the background like jazz music or nothing. You need to put something on that you're going to sing along to, because that is a distraction straight away from the mental chatter that can go off, and, you know, before you know it, you can be on the floor in a panic attack. Yeah. Music is a great way to block that completely.
Yeah, I love, like we've said, and we've touched on this before, I love lots of music, but recently, I don't know whether I mentioned this as I say to you, I've really, I know they've been going for years, but I've never really took any interest, maybe it's an age thing, in the Beatles. Like,
my dad loved the Beatles now.
So I've never, ever, I know they've been there, I've heard them songs, come on, never paid any interest. But I don't know what it, like, the last, like, say, maybe month, I've been like, oh, what's this song? I didn't even know it was really them on. Hiding it up, singing along, and then, you know, hey, Jude. But I actually... If you listen to the words, I actually do like them.
Yeah. Some of the songs are lovely, but a lot of them, like Woman, reminds me of my dad. Yeah. My dad loved the Beatles, and apparently, my mum married my dad because he looked like George Harrison. And everybody used to say it all the time. He used to get George Harrison and Roger Daltrey all the time, my dad. But, so I don't really listen to that music much, because I think...
You've grew up with it anyway.
But on my birthday, slightly off topic, on my birthday, Lee said, we were going somewhere, I can't remember where we were going, but we were driving for about an hour. And he said, put your favourite playlist on, love, come on. Off we go. So I was driving, and we were on our way home. We'd been out for an hour. I can't even remember where we went. And we were coming back, and I said to him, why do all the Phil Collins songs keep coming on, and Genesis? Because my mum... And he said, don't switch them off. That's your mum coming to say hello as we're driving in the car. Now... I
You
have
like Phil Collins?
Yeah, I
don't
love
you?
Phil
Yeah,
Collins, and I've played him
Yeah.
multiple times on my Spotify playlist. I've got lots of his songs in there, but I have to be in the mood for them. Driving down, and what comes on my Spotify playlist that I've never... It wasn't on a playlist. I just let Spotify randomly play some music for me. And they played the song we buried my dad to. They played Bread, I Want to Make It With You. And I was in the car like that. I put my sunglasses on. Honest to God, the tears were streaming down my face. And Lee's going... Oh, that's lovely, that. Like, I wouldn't have noticed it, but that's lovely, that. And I was going, the way your lip goes like that, and your chin and everything. It was all doing that. I rang our Denny, and I was like, Denny, guess what's just happened? Me song that we buried my dad to. And he was going,
Phil Collins as well. That's a sign, isn't it?
Definitely a sign,
definitely.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
That's lovely, that.
Yeah, and I was like, that's my birthday.
Oh,
that's when I was like,
happy birthday
to me.
Oh, that's lovely, that. Now I believe in all that.
And I've never, ever, ever put that song into my Spotify,
Mad that,
app,
isn't it?
ever. Never, ever put it in. Because one, I can't listen to it because it's a very upsetting song to me, the same as Genesis' Follow You, Follow Me. That was what we buried my mum to. So they're two songs that I can never listen to.
And for it to just come on, and especially on your birthday, it's just...
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. And then Phil Collins was on my bucket list. Went to see him about 5 or 6 years ago when he first started touring again. And he selected one song from Genesis that he was going to play live at the MEN. And what was the song? Follow You, Follow Me. I was like, out of all of the Genesis songs, isn't it? It was that one. I was like, oh my God, that's not a sign.
Exactly.
That's not a sign.
It's like, Tony, this one's for you.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm mad for that.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
So they're nice little positive things that have happened to me.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
It's mad though, isn't it, how music can affect you like that?
Yeah.
Like take you back to something.
Yeah.
And you're just not expecting it. But it's a great tool to use for negative thinking.
Well, did I mention to you, you said, oh yeah, I like her. And I mean, I haven't, she's just all of a sudden, well, maybe I haven't noticed, but to me, all of a sudden, more on the radio, Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, love Alanis Morissette.
Whatever way you say it, Morissette.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I love her.
I do.
Love
so
her.
then I started Googling when she next on tour. There's nothing for the UK, but I've set it so it reminds me if she does anything that's close by. But Jagged Little Pill, I think it was.
Yeah, that was a first. She released another album after that, and that was 1996 to 1998. She was huge.
So hopefully she will come to the UK soon.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We can go rocking and rolling.
Put some bell bottoms on and some nice bell bottom sleeve tops and just go, because she proper laid back, isn't it? Laid back music.
Oh,
yoga.
Lord, asked me, does I want to do a Muddy Runner?
Do which?
Muddy Runner.
You've got to run.
Oh, it's joking. You don't have to run.
I'd rather run a bath.
Run through mud. Go under. That's what I mean.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. Is it for charity?
Yeah, it's for cancer. But I said to Mum, do you want to do it? Oh, Laura done it last year, but I couldn't do it. She's doing it with like her mum and all people. And I said to Mum, do you want to do it? Mum went, definitely not. No.
Can we just do it walking?
You can walk. But obviously, it's, you just ask people to donate. Would you like to see us do Muddy Walker rather than Muddy Runner? It is a charity. Do a little jog. We might do a little jog.
It is a charity for cancer, and I'm not up for running.
I'm up for it. I need to get fit anyway. A little ditty.
Don't say it like that. We'll end up on OnlyFans.
Mud, obviously, everywhere, crawling under the net like the army people.
I don't know.
Say yes.
Oh gosh, this will be
fun. I think it'll be a laugh. It's in July.
Right. Oh, that's not long then.
No, but what I was thinking was, because we haven't been out walking for a bit, have we? Obviously, with circumstances. So I was thinking, get fit doing that, but I'm going to try and start as well. Remember when I done me couch to 5k?
Yeah. So
I'm going to do that, because that is, if you've never done couch to 5k, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing, couch to 5k.
And I thought I would never be able to, don't get me wrong, it wasn't running, it was jogging.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I'd be able to do, I know 5k isn't loads, but it is to me, but to do it without stopping. And you can.
Yeah.
You can at the end of that, because that obviously it's just progress every day.
I used to do quite a lot of HIIT training back. Oh, I haven't done it now for probably, I'm not going to lie, 10 years. But I used to go and go and go and go and go, and the weight drops off. Yeah, you're physically fit.
This is what I need to. Yeah, I need to. I want to. Well, I want to. Not need to. I want to as well. So, did I tell you about the little competition I won on Instagram?
Oh, you did, yeah. And this will be a good one to share.
So, Joe Power, psychic, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. He's from Liverpool. Yeah.
He is from Liverpool. So anyway, I follow him on Instagram, and he done a little competition. Now I do enter these competitions quite a lot. Never won anything so far, but my name did get picked out for this. And remember me showing you, because I went, "Is this real? Is this real?"
Yeah, and I said, it's genuine. Yeah,
genuine. And it was for a free reading, like I told you.
Yeah.
And it was a WhatsApp phone call. And he rang. And I have seen him twice before. I've actually had him out for a reading. And yeah, there was a lot of positive.
That's really good.
Yeah,
then,
it was. I was made up.
And he hit the nail on the head with a few things as well. Didn't, like, personal things that you won't go into, but he hit the nail on the head with a lot of things.
A lot of names right.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get told that it wouldn't be mediumship over the phone.
Yeah.
Which totally understand. It was more about my aura. Sorry.
Yeah.
Aura. And just about myself, really. But he started just mentioning names.
Yeah.
And was getting, obviously, it's not with me to mention names because it's about my family, but names that obviously meant something to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I did tell you this one, really. This wound me up, this one, because he did actually say, "And who's Toni?" And my response was, "I don't know."
Louise! Louise! But you've probably instantly thought of a man.
I did, and that took me a few minutes, and then I went, "Oh yeah, I've got Uncle Tony, but I don't see him." But what annoyed me the next day, which obviously I mentioned to you briefly, obviously you came to me then and I said, "Oh," because I was wanting to see, obviously, if it was you, yourself, your mum or dad might have
had a message or something.
Had a message to pass over, so I felt really quite bad for that.
No, I wouldn't think like that, because the next part of your conversation with the medium was over the podcast.
It was.
And he mentioned...
He said, "Is there anything you would like to ask me?" What was the words? What did he actually say? He said, "I'd stick with it, even though it's going to be trying to fit things in at the moment and things like that." Obviously with us, working
and everything,
commitments and things. But then he said, "Now listen," he said, "don't be taken back by any negative comments." So he said, if people leave negative comments, they're only in a bad place themselves.
It's very true. It is very true.
So, to ignore.
Yeah.
And my response to that was being very truthful. It's only been positive.
Yeah.
Which it has.
100%.
It has.
And I think that is a great part of this podcast, because I can come from two completely different places. I have a very small social media presence with Instagram and with YouTube.
Yeah.
So I do understand where he's coming from to prepare you for that, because I'd only mentioned it very slightly that it does happen.
Yeah.
I am aware of it. There are content creators out there that will get negativity. You don't have to put a YouTube video on to see that. And the way that I look at it is, the person can't be in the right place, because you've got to think about it yourself. If you're not in a nice place, you're quite mean, you're quite nasty, you say things you don't mean. Whereas if you're just calm and you're relaxed, then you're like, happy and nice. Yeah. That's the first thing that I think of when it comes to negative comments. Personally, I've been really lucky, like 99.99% of my social media is positive, but there will be the odd comment, but I just bypass it. It's no skin off my nose. Not everybody is going to love my decor. So 99.9% of the time it's positive, but there may be 1% that say, "I don't like your decor," or "I don't like," it can be anything. And that's, I don't think I think that's constructive criticism. It's an opinion. opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're all entitled to use them.
Yeah,
and
that's
you know,
it.
I just
And
wouldn't
that's a good
choose
way
to
to look at
share
it, yeah.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't choose to share mine. But I think
But that's going back to if you've got nothing nice to say,
say nothing at all. But when you are on social media and you do have a social media presence, you are open to opinions, criticism. You know, I don't believe that there should be hate. Nobody should be spreading hate. The world's bad enough as it is. You only have to look around you to see that. You know, everybody can have an opinion and say, I don't like that. I wouldn't personally want to share mine because it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was you and there was something wrong, I'd be like, well, this would be what I would do. Or if it was a net, I'd be like, well, this is what I would do. That's my opinion. Not that I'm going to push it on, but you want to support and encourage all the time rather than being in a negative mindset. But social media can open you up for that.
100% agree. I very rarely, unless I know, comment on people myself, really, now and then. But it's always in a positive way.
Yeah.
It's never. I would never dream myself of putting anything negative. It's not.
No.
It's not who I am.
No.
So that's just it. So I wouldn't.
I mean, even if I like, there's lots of things that I see on social media that I don't like or that I don't enjoy.
Agree with,
Scroll on.
Yeah,
I just scroll on.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's not affecting me or my life at all.
No, and what I would say is only from the last year or so, I just say pray for them people.
Yeah, yeah, long and hard.
You know, have a little prayer for you.
Yeah.
So
I'll pray for you. I say a little prayer for you.
Together.
But he's right in what he's saying, you know, if there does come a time where there is any negativity, don't take it on board.
Yeah.
We just, you know.
Keep scrolling.
That's it. I think at the moment, there is so much negativity, isn't there? And
in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So much. And it's a shame to see it because think about when we grew up, and I'm sure everybody else who's watching this is the same.
It feels like, to me, you're on another planet.
It does. Everything. But it's quite scary. It's quite scary to see how much negativity there is. And cancel culture, hate campaigns, conspiracy theories that could leave people absolutely petrified.
And when you think of the people who already suffer with
any mental
worry,
health or
anxiety, anything,
it's scary,
it's scary
isn't
to
it?
think how they'd even be feeling.
You know what I think a lot of it boils down to? Phones.
Yeah.
With my bank card in the back of it.
Yeah.
Phones.
Yeah.
I would gladly, no bother, walk away from that tomorrow and go.
Well, I've already said, funny enough, to my son this week, we were talking about phones and things, and I have said, I've already dropped my phone twice now.
On purpose?
Not purposely, not purposely.
Not on purpose.
So it has got cracks. I've had it a few years, so it's done its bit.
Yeah.
But if it goes where I can't actually see it, I will be going back to, the ones that you can bounce off the wall. I think they have Snake on.
The Nokia 8210 or 3210.
I will be going back to them.
Yeah, because you're only connected in a way that you need to be connected, and that would be to drop a text or make a phone call.
That's exactly
There's no social media.
Yeah.
There's nothing on there that could trigger you into anxiety, fear, stress. You know, the way the world is now, and it's all connected. I'm not saying it's just social media. It's all connected to your phone.
Yeah.
Even like walking down the street, Lou. Lee says it to me all the time. If we're out on a walk, he goes, how sad's that, love? Look, no one's looking up. They're all like that on their phones. There's blossoms. There's
you go for a meal.
Bright pink flowers everywhere. And
so you go for a meal and, and I'll hold my hands. I've probably done it myself. But we go for a meal. People get the phones out or they put the phone next to them on the side of the table.
Do you know what?
Why do we do it?
Oh, I don't like it. We function perfectly well without mobile phones.
I know. And is that just a generation and an age thing though? Because I do agree. It's so sad. And every generation says, I'm glad I grew up in my generation.
Yeah.
We all do. We could all argue and say, mine was the best generation.
Oh, mine was the best generation.
Yeah, exactly. And we could all say that. But obviously, with having our own children, they think their generation, and it's just what they're used to. I remember saying, I don't know whether I told you, when my youngest son was maybe about 14, and I said, go knock for your friend? Because he couldn't get... He looked at me, his eyes like rolling back. Knock for my friend? And say what? And say what? I said, ask him, is he like coming out? And he went, no, I'll just text him. I'll just text him for that. So that was like, it was strange then, you know.
Yeah. Whereas it was so normal for us to do it.
You just run out and go to certain spots to know where your mate was, or have you seen a bike lying on the floor, or you would hear your mate's mum screaming across the street. You know, you didn't need a phone. You knew when to be home. The lights had come on in the street.
Yeah, and that's true. And then around 8 o'clock in the night, I'd hear my dad's whistle. My dad had a very distinctive whistle that he used. We were like a pack of dogs.
Better than shouting all your names,
yeah, because he'd probably have to go through all of them, but he'd whistle on the doorstep and we'd go, oh, there's my dad's whistling, gotta go. You know, and you just go, that's what you've done.
I think even imagination though, I think that bit's a bit sad because we must have had a lot more, not even just us, the generations before us, had a lot more imagination than today, because everything is just... You thought you had to think of things. You didn't want to just stand in the street. You would get a bit bored, so you'd make things up. You'd say, let's do this. You'd make your own games up. Well, we did. We used to throw a ball at the number on the lamppost. Call it like basketball, but it wasn't. But you know, you had to think.
There's loads of things, isn't there?
Yeah, loads. But today, you know, these is like they'll still meet up, but look at the phone.
Look at your road and look at our road. They're full of 3 and 4 bedroom houses, but there's not a single child playing out. I mean, it's sad really, because I live in like quite a large cul-de-sac and there's no ball games allowed. Ball games are prohibited everywhere.
Yeah, last summer we did have a few, and that's only because...
I love that though. No, we've never had an ice cream van, ever. Ever. One has never come round, ever.
No.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it is.
One was in our road every day, and then 9 o'clock every night, the clink clank.
What was that?
It used to sell like sweets and crisps and bread and milk, and
like
it was called the clink clank because it'd ring the bell and it'd go clink clank, clink clank.
You've just reminded me saying that though of the lollipops.
I don't know who Lollipops is. Who's Lollipops? Lollipops. Chitty chitty bang bang. Is it chitty chitty bang bang?
Let's see. I'll never see the picture.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
We love you.
Yeah. We got there. It only took us half an hour, but we got there.
And he goes, lollipop.
I went then. I haven't watched it since I was about 10.
There they are, aren't they, when they get locked up?
Yeah, it's the Get Out of Oliver,
yeah,
isn't it?
and they do that.
Yeah. I remember. But I haven't seen that since I was 10. That must be at least 20 years ago, and he didn't even realise.
You couldn't say anything to me.
That would make me 30.
So what was we up to though? What did we say? I can't remember the last bit we said.
We're rusty. Lollipops.
Shish bang bang. But what was the point? What was we saying it for?
I can't remember. I've got terrible brain fog. I don't know whether it's the grease in my hair that's weighing it down.
Or the powder on mine hiding me grey.
My hair is so greasy. I think anybody who watches my other channel will be like, what's Toni done to her hair? It looks very flat.
Well, it looked like I had this morning the biggest gap going in the middle of my head that was white.
You can't notice, it looks lovely.
Oh, well,
it looks nice.
Thank you, but it's got a little powder
so you had a moment of negative thinking there, Lou. There was nothing wrong with your hair. Your hair looks lovely.
Well, that's because there's powder on it.
Because you fixed it. The best way to not be a negative thinker is to listen to some music or a podcast or a book or go for a walk, just to try and stop the negative chatter. And if it's anybody else giving you negative chatter or being negative to you, say a little prayer for them.
Say a little prayer, give a little wave.
Smile, nod.
Hi the music.
Do
it all together.
They're good ways of
music. It doesn't matter who you are.
Doesn't.
Everybody. I don't think you'll really find anyone who doesn't like music at all.
Any type of genre.
Exactly.
Yeah. It soothes the soul, doesn't it? It definitely soothes mine.
And do you know what I've got into music? I'm going to get myself one of these. A record player.
Our Addison. I think our Denny got our Addison a record player a good few years back now. And he loves it. And Bigley had the biggest stack of LPs you've ever seen in the loft. And I was like, we can't keep them because you're never going to use them. And somebody could be really enjoying them. And then our Denny came in and said, I've just bought our dad a record player. He loves it. And Lee was like, I've got a ton of albums up there. And our dad loves the 80s music. Even though he's only 19.
Yeah.
He loves 80s music. So Lee was like...
Good taste.
Oh, he was thrilled to bits.
Well,
but you can't beat it. That crackle.
The crackly, it's lovely. I mean, our Ethan, my youngest son, he asked for one a few years back now. Yeah. And we were like, a bit like, oh, record player, really? And I just love it. And since I've been listening to his every now and then, it's just lovely. So there's certain ones, Alanis Morissette, I'm going to get myself one. Yeah. And Alanis Morissette is going to be one of them that I get to get. And the Beatles.
Yeah. We used to have one in the corner in our house and it had the smoke glass door on it.
Oh, yeah.
The record player on the top.
Yeah, everyone had one of them.
2 tape cassettes where you'd open it. It wasn't a CD back then, it was a cassette. Yeah. And then all the albums would be stood up in the bottom.
Yeah. I really do. I mean, what I did find though, you can't really jump around, dance.
No, because it skips. You've just got to dance in one spot.
Just give yourself away a little bit there. While
been dancing around, Lou.
I can't remember who was I listening to then. It was obviously one of my sons. I can't remember who they were. But I did like it, and then I started trying to have a dance while I was cleaning and kept, going
jumping. Couldn't keep still.
Yeah.
Or put a weight on it so it doesn't jump around the needle.
Or dance down the other end of the room. Yeah. Something like that, a bit away from it.
Just turn the volume up and move into another room. Music is good for the soul.
It is.
So I think we'll sign this one off because Lee and Lee are patiently waiting to watch the football.
Oh.
So we'll let them watch the
Hopefully
football.
They're winning.
Fingers crossed.
For them.
And we will be back next week.
We will see you soon.
We're going to get back into some walking. Let us know in the comments down below if you would like us to do the muddy runner. Yeah. Let Lou do it and I'll stay at home. I'll stay at home and set up for the podcast.
I don't mind. You can just film me while I'm running through the mud. or walking.
Yeah, I can come and just film.
No, she's got
Great way of me being lazy.
Got to do it.
Running is not my thing. My knees are
we'll
screwed.
Walk. You haven't got to run. We'll walk. So if you like what you've seen and you want to subscribe,
it's free to do so.
It is. I think because that got me that bit because I've never really been a YouTuber person. I always thought, I don't know what it is. Maybe people do think that if you subscribe and you're paying for something,
no.
But you're not. No, but that threw me.
But you can pay on YouTube. You can have a different account where you pay so there's no advert at all.
Oh, okay.
So you know where you skip the ads when you see an ad, you press skip, or the ad's on for like 5 or 10 or 15 seconds. Well, when you have a premium account with YouTube, which I think you have to pay for, there's no advert at all. Whereas if they subscribe to our channel, I mean, ours isn't even monetized or anything. So there will be adverts because YouTube rolled it out about a year ago where even if there's good traction to a content creator, they will put adverts on it even if it's not monetized, and our channel isn't monetized. So there will still be adverts, but if there's a premium YouTube account that you want, you'll get no adverts. Whereas to subscribe to us, it's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. You just push the notification bell and you're notified when we upload a YouTube video. Because it really does help us out. It gets YouTube to see that our video is interesting and we'll share it with others. And we will see you all in next week's video. Sorry there was no upload for 2 weeks. I think I'd done a little jump in where I was like, you were poorly. And then it was your birthday and you were getting...
There was just things going on, wasn't there?
I was up the wall with the decorating.
Apologise for that.
But we're back on it and we will see you all
next week.
Next week.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.